What are you getting in Casemiro, Graeme?
You're getting a steady Eddie.
Steady Eddie, really?
He plays where I used to play, and obviously I'm going to talk about that position. I think there's a lot of work that maybe the untrained eye doesn't see, filling spaces, preventing passes into his two central defenders behind him. But I don't think he was playing with great players. He's not a great player.
Did he say that? Wait a second. Did he say that Casemiro is not a great player? Or am I tripping?
He was playing with great players. He's not a great player.
These English pundits have absolutely no clue whatsoever how much ignorant you have to be to say this statement.
He's never been a great player. I see him as being a steady Eddie who will help United.
He again said he were never a great player. What's wrong with this Graeme? Does he watch football? Does he watch Casemiro? Does he watch La Liga? Does he watch Real Madrid? Only way you can say this is statement that Casemiro is not a great player and were never a great player, the only explanation I can possibly have is that maybe you have room temperature IQ.
More solid in the midfield. I don't see him. I don't think he's got any great range of passing. I don't think he's going to make other people play. You know, the Real Madrid team, that midfield especially, that was full of footballing types. I see him as being a steady Eddie, and that's
steady Eddie. Maybe this is the only word he knows. He's been repeating this word 3 times so far. He also said Casemiro doesn't have good range of passing. To be fair, if you see Real Madrid squad last couple of years, the players around him were Kroos and Modric. He didn't need to deliver those passing. Even when he did those long pass, he had decent passing. I'll show you later the stats, his long passing stats later on.
It is 70 million plus for a steady Eddie.
Well, I come back, he's 30 years old and it's 70 million, you know, if it's 60 with add-ons going to 70. It's too much money. It's Man United all over again. Man United will pay a premium for players because it's Man United and it's the Premier League. And people know it's a wash with money. But I don't see him making them any better when they have the ball.
I mean, it's great.
I'm not going to argue about the pricing, whatnot. That's not what my channel is about. Manchester United is needy. So they're overpaying almost every player. I mean, they bought Harry Maguire for 85 millions. Do you believe that? And they're bidding 100 millions for Anthony. That just shows that how needy Manchester United to build a new team. Given they have a lot of money, they can overspend. So I'm not going to argue about that part, about the pricing. But remember, Casemiro has a long-term contract with Real Madrid. He is on his prime. Real Madrid will not sell him for pennies. Casemiro is 30 years old. So that means he can still play 4 to 5 years very easily. So given that, I would argue that 70 million is very decent, especially if you compare it to Harry Maguire.
As you just said it there, you know, with Brazil, 5 Champions League wins,
right.
5 trophy wins, 3 La Ligas.
Yes.
How many caps for Brazil? 63 caps for Brazil.
If you've been talking to me...
Surely that's better than a steady Eddie.
Definitely. I mean, I like him. He's giving him some solid points. Let's see what he replies.
That's how I see him. I mean, I played in that position. I think he was...
I just hate these arguments. I played this position. I don't know why all English pundits use this argument all the time. Mika used the same argument in the final of Champions League. Now he's doing the same thing.
Lucky to be in that Real Madrid team. I never looked forward to watching Casemiro play. I wasn't
lucky to be in that Real Madrid team. How much lunatic, how much ignorant, how much idiotic you have to be to say that statement. Casemiro is one of the best CDM in modern football. If you disagree with this, you just don't watch football. Simple as that. But here's my counterpoint. If you don't watch a certain player, a certain team, a certain league, say La Liga, you should not have any opinion about that league or that team or that player. Now, all you are talking, all kind of nonsense.
Benzema, yeah, definitely. The other midfield players, yeah, definitely. I never thought, well, I'm really excited to watch Casemiro play today.
Well, you don't love Casemiro, but there are a lot of Real Madrid fans are rooting for Casemiro to watch. They're even going to watch Manchester United just to watch Casemiro. Just because you don't like, that's your personal choice. It doesn't mean people are not willing to watch Casemiro.
You have no problem playing against them.
Yeah, I would have enjoyed that. But I tell you the one, like, okay, I don't want to mention him, but he plays in Fernandinho, the one that was at Man City. Now you're talking about another level completely.
Come on, you cannot compare apple with orange. Casemiro and Fernandinho, they're totally different type of players. It's like comparing Xavi Alonso with Casemiro. They're not the same player. They're not the same type of player. They have different function, different roles.
For a holding midfield player. He, for a good 3-4 years, was the best in the world in that position. That's someone I enjoyed watching playing. I can't. There's nothing about Casemiro I can think in my memory bank and go, I remember him doing that or this.
Because you don't watch Casemiro, you don't watch Real Madrid, simple as that. You probably just watch a couple of matches in Champions League, maybe games against Man City, Liverpool, that's it.
I see him as a steady Eddie.
So you don't think you'll sort of see him improve United?
I think he'll make them a bit more solid when they don't have the ball, because he senses danger and he's obviously experienced in that position. He has the ball. I don't think he's got a terrific range of passing. I've not seen that. Maybe he'll prove me wrong, but I've not seen him ping it all over the place.
Casemiro's passing is underrated. Even though people say he's not good at passing, that's wrong. Just because he doesn't try as frequently as Kroos or Modric, it doesn't mean he's poor at passing. He has decent passing. If you see his statistics in last year or last 365 days, and if you compare his stats with top 5 leagues and the percentile everything, his pass completion is like 88 percentile. Pass attempted 88 percentile. Pass completion 86.6%, which is very good for a CDM. And passing distance, progressive passing distance, very good. And Graeme also talked about he doesn't have passing range, especially I think he implied that Casemiro doesn't have good long passing. His pass completion, especially long pass, 94th percentile. And pass attempted 84th percentile. Long pass completion, 91 percentile. I don't think this is poor. This is way better than what he's trying to imply. Even his pass into final third is 82nd percentile, which is far better than most of the CDM in the world.
It's difficult to argue with all the gravitas that Graeme has in his position, but the one thing
Difficult to argue? Come on, Simon. I think you can do better than just say difficult to argue.
I would push back on is the fact that he's been at Madrid for 8-9 years. And in the last 6 years, with a variety of different managers, from Zidane to whoever we're at now, he's played an average of 30 games a season. You've got to be a little bit more, I would suspect, than a steady Eddie to get into Real Madrid's side.
Well,
That's a good point, actually. All the top coaches in the world has picked Casemiro as one of the backbone of Real Madrid's particularly defensive midfield. And there is a reason for that.
come back to it. That's how he strikes me. And he's been in a team filled with great players. You can't have a team of attacking-minded players where everyone's empty and going forward. So he might have been the perfect foil for the rest of them, where, you know, he sits there and lets them. I come back to it. I've seen a fair bit of Real Madrid, like we all have. I mean, I'll fire it back at you. You have a
He watched a fair bit of Real Madrid, which means he didn't watch at all.
memory in your head?
No, but I think the point you're making is actually a very good point, because what we've got to in this territory now is supply and demand. Man United have a demand,
He's 30
Madrid
years
have a
old.
supply, and they've got to a point now where a player that's going to give them a bit of backbone, a bit of substance, is now 70 million quid.
Simon, what about why would Casemiro go to Man United?
Oh, because this is the contract that pays them a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly.
Why Casemiro went to Manchester United? Yeah, first is obviously it's money. I'm not denying that. Also, when it comes to achievement with Real Madrid, I don't think he has anything left to win. He won everything possible with this Real Madrid team. So maybe he wants to have some new challenge.
But it doesn't mean, but if he's hold on, he's a Brazilian international, he's played for Madrid for 8 or 9 years, right? So his character's got to be half decent, right? So if he's, if
I would
he's
say it's better than that.
Now, after Simon's arguments, now he's backtracking. Now he's saying he's a little bit more than half decent. So this is the guy who said Harry Maguire was a great signing. This is what he said. There is a premium to be paid normally for United, and this time there is a premium on premium. And he also said, but Harry Maguire is a top player. What is he? 26 years old. So he arguably has 8 years left at the top left in him, provided he doesn't get any knocks. And he also said, I think he's a great buy. 80 million pound, that is not for me to say. It is too much. And he also predicted that, and they have got him. And I think he will be outstanding for United. What an outstanding player, Harry Maguire. The best defender ever born in this universe. So the only problem with Casemiro is that he's not English. If he would be English, they would be saying, oh my God, we got the one of the best defensive midfielder ever born in this earth.